Imagine you're in a situation where the silence is almost unbearable. You reach for your phone again, hoping for some response, but it's still quiet. No message, no acknowledgement. And every minute that passes feels heavier than the last. You start to question, why am I being ignored? Does she no longer care? Has something gone wrong? It's natural to feel this way, to let your emotions run wild, to search for answers. But let me ask you, what would happen if you stopped looking for answers outside of yourself? What if the real answer, the real strength, lies within you? You see, being ignored, whether by a partner, friend, or anyone else, challenges your sense of self-worth. But as Stoic philosophers have taught us, it's not about the external event. It's about how we choose to react to it. This is where true power lies, not in what others do to us, but in what we do with the emotions that arise within us. When you feel neglected or ignored, the temptation is to immediately seek validation or to react emotionally. But true Stoic wisdom asks us to pause and reflect. It asks, how can I stay grounded in this moment? We often think that our value is dependent on the attention and approval of others. When we are ignored, it feels like a rejection of who we are, a dismissal of our worth. But what if this isn't about you at all? What if her silence isn't a reflection of your value, but of her own struggles, distractions, or issues that have nothing to do with you? A Stoic mindset helps us to detach from the emotional surge that follows being ignored. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. This is the essence of Stoicism. Control your response. Don't let external circumstances dictate your internal peace. Imagine, in the face of silence, instead of reacting with frustration or desperation, you respond with calmness and reflection. You channel your energy into self-improvement. You focus on your personal growth, your purpose, your journey. In doing so, you not only preserve your self-respect, but you also become the kind of person who attracts respect without needing to chase it. Before jumping to conclusions, it's crucial to understand that silence can stem from a variety of factors. It might be her own internal struggles or emotional blockages that cause her to retreat. It could be a distraction in her life that you're unaware of. As Epictetus wisely taught, we are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of them. This means that our interpretations of her behavior determine how we feel about it. If we view her silence as a personal attack, it hurts. But if we understand that her silence might have nothing to do with us, we're better equipped to handle the situation with grace. In Stoic practice, emotional intelligence is key. Understand the situation from a broader perspective. Ask yourself, what might be going on in her life that I don't see? This doesn't mean you make excuses for bad behavior, but it helps you maintain your composure. True strength lies in understanding others while also recognizing where your boundaries lie. If someone's actions don't align with your values, you have the power to adjust your response without compromising who you are. One of the most powerful strategies in the Stoic playbook is the art of silence. When someone ignores you, it can be incredibly tempting to chase after their attention, to confront them, and demand answers. But what if the most powerful thing you could do is nothing? What if, instead of reacting, you allowed silence to speak for you? Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable." This means that when you master silence, you become invincible. You don't need to beg for attention. You don't need to explain yourself or justify your actions. Your absence alone communicates volumes. By withdrawing your attention, you signal that your worth is not dependent on her or anyone else's validation. This does not mean you are manipulating or playing games. It's about maintaining self-respect and staying true to your values. Your silence allows her to reflect, to realize that your presence in her life is a privilege, not a given. And even if she doesn't notice right away, you've already gained something invaluable: peace. When you choose to withhold your energy from someone who doesn't value it, you take back control of your own emotional landscape. Now let's shift gears. When you're faced with being ignored, one of the worst things you can do is react with frustration or desperation. Many men seek validation elsewhere, thinking that if they receive attention from others, it will somehow fill the void left by the person who ignored them. But this approach is fleeting. It won't rebuild your sense of self-worth. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to double down on self-mastery. When faced with rejection, let it fuel your growth. Rejection isn't a blow to your identity. It's an opportunity for you to become even better. Use that energy to focus on your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Engage in activities that uplift you, whether that's advancing your career, pushing yourself physically through exercise, or pursuing new hobbies. Channel that frustration into something productive. By doing this, you not only build your confidence, but you also re-establish your value from within. Remember the words of Epictetus: "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you master yourself, when you build the life you want to live, her attention becomes secondary. It's not about needing her validation. It's about becoming so great that you attract respect naturally. At some point, you may feel the need to address the situation directly. But even here, Stoic wisdom can guide you. When you express how her behavior has impacted you, do so with clarity and composure. There's no need for aggression, no need for accusations. Use I statements to communicate your feelings. For example, you could say, "I value open communication, and when there's silence it feels disconnected. I'd appreciate more clarity." This isn't about demanding an apology or forcing an explanation. It's about setting a clear boundary in a way that invites mutual respect. Remember, true strength comes from expressing yourself with grace, not from lashing out. The way you handle conflict, the way you express your boundaries, is a reflection of your character. If you can do this calmly, without anger or resentment, you'll not only preserve your dignity, but you'll also increase the likelihood that others will respect you. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is detachment. The idea is simple: don't get attached to outcomes. When you let go of your need to control how things turn out, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and anxiety. In the context of being ignored, detachment means releasing your attachment to how she responds. Whether she reaches out or continues to ignore you, your worth doesn't change. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." The message is clear. Life is unpredictable, and the only thing you can control is how you react in the present moment. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care more about your own peace than about chasing validation from someone else. When you release your attachment to the outcome, you reclaim your power. Lastly, it's time to move forward. Whether the relationship is repaired or not, your focus should remain on your personal growth and living with purpose. A high-value man doesn't dwell on rejection or neglect. He sees every experience, every challenge as an opportunity to become better. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This is the essence of Stoicism. Don't get caught up in the noise of what others think or do. Live with integrity, live with purpose, and let that be your guiding light. By embodying these principles, you don't just handle being ignored with dignity, you also inspire respect from others and, more importantly, from yourself. So what have we learned today? The Stoic approach to being ignored isn't about revenge, playing games, or reacting emotionally. It's about staying composed, taking back control, and focusing on your own self-worth. Remember, true strength doesn't come from others, it comes from within. It comes from how you handle life's challenges, how you deal with rejection, and how you maintain your integrity, no matter what happens around you. By mastering these Stoic principles, you not only protect your peace, but also become a person others naturally respect. If you found this video helpful, there's more where that came from. At Stoic Society, we're dedicated to helping you unlock the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and apply it to modern relationships, self-mastery, and personal growth. Hit the subscribe button